Hi, everyone. It's Plastic EP coming in from Melbourne, Australia. Let me tell you, we're going straight to Mexico City. And we've got a fantastic Liverpool tour manager. He takes people to Liverpool for tours. He's got a massive Beatles collection. He's got even a Beatles store. And we're going to talk to Ricardo Calderon. How are you today, Ricardo?
Doing great. Thank you for inviting me to talk with you.
Now, that's good. Now, tell me, how many years have you been taking people to Liverpool?
To Liverpool, 31 years, since 1992.
That's great. And let me tell you, the group that you take across, who goes? People from America, people from Mexico, people from all over the world? What is your group usually made of?
Mainly people from Mexico City and from my country, Mexico. But sometimes some people that are Spanish speaking people from Peru. This year I'm taking from Peru, Colombia, Chile, and a couple of USA Mexicans, USA citizens that were born in Mexico. So they are Spanish speaking people. Sometimes other years I have taken people from Spain or Venezuela or El Salvador or Nicaragua or from mainly all South America or Central America or Mexico, that is North America.
That's fantastic. That's amazing. And you meet up with Charles there? You go there when it's Beatles week?
Yeah, Charles has been doing this for 10 more years than me, 9 years more than me, but we met the very first time that I was in Liverpool. We made friends instantly because he's a very good guy, very like blood fellow, and we fell in love with each other. We are friends from then, and we continue being friends. And now we usually do some things together because we feel good together, and the Mexicans and the USA people get well together. So we get along well with all the fans from all over the world.
Friends for life. Now, listen, you also got a Beatles shop or Beatles store. Tell me what you sell there and how they can find your store if they want to buy things online.
There's a problem with the online selling from Mexico. So I usually sell only to Mexico, to my country, to Mexico. And sometimes I take some things to the Liverpool convention because I have a vendor's table at the convention in Liverpool. But I have a lot of people that come to visit Mexico from Australia, New Zealand. They come to my store. They search in the web. They put Beatles store in Mexico City, and they find that there is a Beatles store in Mexico City.
What is the name of the store?
Abbey Rock.
Abbey Rock. I like that. And that's on the net, what? www.abbeyrock.
Yeah,
what is it?
You can find it like that, but it's easier. We put more attention on the Facebook, and on the Facebook you can find what we are saying every day. On the web, since there's a problem with selling on the web outside Mexico, that's why I don't put a lot of attention on the web, on the net.
Okay, so they find you on Facebook as Abbey Rock, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Abbey Rock, La Casa de los Beatles.
Okay,
the
beautiful.
Beatles house.
I love it. Now listen, what is it you want to show? Show some of these Mexican Beatle collectibles that you got.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of Beatles collectibles from Mexico, especially for the USA, for the in other years, in the beginning when I started selling at the Beatles convention in Liverpool, I took a lot of records from Mexico that were very attractive to the international collectors. But now, with these days of eBay and selling online, there's no I don't need to take them over because the people come to Mexico. It's different times. So the people that come to Mexico come to my store and they find very good things. But there are some special things that sometimes I can have them in Mexico. This like this. This is the very first Mexican LP long playing, and it's well. This insert came with the very first edition. It's very difficult to get the insert. The record is very similar to the USA one, but not the same content as the USA one. So it has a different songs and another look, another selection made looking at the Mexican market. So you can easily see or hear that it's different to the USA one and definitely different to the English one. Well, this is on the Musart label. It was on sale for only 14 months. That's when Capitol Records from Mexico, Discos Capitol de Mexico, Records from Mexico started working here, open in a branch here in Mexico. But in the beginning, it was Musart, the first, and they released 5 records in 14 months. In the 14 months that they could take care of the Beatles releases. This is the last one they issued. It's the Beatles. It's volume 5. When in England it's Beatles for Sale, volume 4.
Yeah, that's right.
But no, because in Mexico we had 5 up to this one. We have 4. The first 3 were released in 4 vinyls, and the number 4 was the number 5 in Mexico. That's what it's volume 5, and it's also on the music label. When Capitol Records started selling here, they put in here the Beatles volume 5 here on big lettering, and this is very rare because it's in stereo. All the records in Mexico up to this were released in mono, but this is the last issued by Musart, and it was in stereo. They only did a couple of hundreds of copies of this.
Can I have a look at the back cover? Can I see the back cover?
Yes, sure.
No, just the back of it, yeah.
It had an inner cover.
Yep.
With other people releases.
And you know the first one you showed me, can I see the back cover of that one?
Yes.
Please.
It's in Spanish.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Very similar. Meet the Beatles.
Yeah, that's good.
But it was works in Spanish.
Of course.
There is one Mexican pressing that is very desirable by the international collectors. It's the triple album. This one. It was released. It's the only triple album released in the 60s all around the world. There's no other triple album released in the 60s anywhere else. Only this one from Mexico, and it was released by Musart, the same company that released the very first song in the first year. When they found that they were through with their license to press Mexican records by the Beatles, because Capitol de Mexico was starting, they made this triple album. Yeah, 3 vinyls, and it is very difficult to get because they only pressed like 500 of this. So even in Mexico, it's very hard to get.
How many of those have you got? How many of those copy you got? How many of the triple have you got? 2 or 3 or 1?
No, for me, for my
Yeah.
collection, I only have one
Okay.
in mono. Yeah, but I have sold through the years. Through the years, I have sold like only 6 or 7 because you don't see it very often. At this moment, I have 2 more at the store, but one of them is not in good condition, in the point that the vinyls are numbered, so they are from number uh, side 1, side 2, up to 3, 4, 5, and 6. And when one record is missing, some people put the volume 2 or volume 3
Yeah.
in the place, so it's not a right copy. But it's sometimes, a lot of times, you find it like this because these were, as old records, as the 60s records, very fragile. So if they fail, they break.
Right.
And how do you you
Replace.
cannot repair it?
Yeah.
So that's on records. In this is only the first part of the Mexican. I didn't show any capital Mexican records because it would take a lot of time. I can show you. I think that I have the best Mexican selection of Mexican records.
We can do another show on that. We can do another show.
Yeah, but I can show you from Capitol. This is a mix. No, I don't know if our friends that are watching us have if they know that in Mexico there are 36 different EPs, extended plays, 4 songs in the 7 inches.
That's it.
Mexico has a vast selection of records that are very collectible because they're mainly the second part of those EPs have Mexican only
Releases.
covers. Yes, and they are so desirable that at the beginning of the 80s, somebody from Germany came to Mexico and ordered hundreds of EPs, and they were sent to Germany. And there he made special boxes of 12 for 12, 3 boxes, 12 records in each case that were sold with the Mexican records inside, but with the Germany made boxes on the cover. This is volume 1.
That's great.
And it's printed in Germany.
Yeah.
But all the names and the couplings are the Mexican ones. And they had this.
Yeah, that's great. Just show us a few.
Yeah, the 12. But the okay, volume 2, is mixed. Because
yeah, gotcha.
It has the Capitol and that were released up to Strawberry Fields.
Yep.
Up to 1967, and then for a couple of years, for 3 years, they didn't make any new EP in Mexico. But in 1971, they decided to start again with the EPs.
Can you show us each one there, Ricardo? Just show us every one for a minute.
Do you want to see them?
Yeah, we want to see them. We'll see volume 1. Just go, lift it up a little bit higher.
Okay,
that's it.
Okay.
Hold it there, put them down, and just show us while you got it. Yep.
That's it. This is the very first one is number 10.
Okay.
10,004. The second one is 10,012.
That's it.
The third is yesterday, 10,027. And you can go there. These boxes didn't put them all in chronological or in order, in numeral order.
Yep.
They put them as they wished. So they started in the volume 1. There are only Capitol releases, but mixed the numbers.
Yep.
And in volume 2, these are Capitol releases, and then at the very end, after the last one EP from Mexico of the Capitol, they put 2 of the Apple ones.
Yep.
These are 2 of the Apple ones, and these are 2, and we have 14 on the box number 3, the German box with the Mexican releases inside.
Yep. Let's have a look at them too.
Yes, and the main attraction of this is that you can find in Hunter Davis' book a letter written by John Lennon in Lennon handwritings that he stated that these couplings were made for the Mexican EPs. Lennon made the selection for these EPs. So in each one of these, you find Beatles songs, both Yellow Submarine, Octopus's Garden with Little Help from My Friends, and Good Night, 4 Ringo songs. Here Comes the Sun for You Blue, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and Piggies with a misprint. Yeah, 4 Harrison songs. Don't Pass Me By, What Goes On, Act Naturally, Boys, 4 Ringo songs. Lennon made the selection. You can find it in Hunter Davis' book.
That's great.
Of this, and all of these have Mexican designs on the covers.
Very good.
So and also there's another point for the lovers of different mixes. They have some edits, like in I Want You See So Heavy. It has a fade out. It doesn't stop as we know it. It has a fade out because you couldn't put the 2 songs on one side if you put I Want You in its full. So and also there are some mono mixes when they should be stereo, and they also have some sounds on the right that should be on the left, and
Vice
that's
versa.
it. Reverse, yeah.
Yeah. Can I see the 2 last ones? Just show me the 2 last EPs. Now, what I'd like you, Ricardo, to do, can you show me the Capitol box, the number 1? Can you open that up and show us the ones inside that while you're here?
Okay.
Thank you.
Capitol.
Yep.
The number 1.
Yep. Let's have a look at that. Everybody loves this. This is great.
This is the box.
Yep.
Yeah. Made in Germany, designed in Germany.
Yep.
But if you see the contents are of the Mexican EPs.
Yep.
And these are the Mexican EPs.
Yep. Let's have a look. Just hold it up a little bit higher. That's it. Continue. Good. Yep. Different songs, same cover.
Yes. Different. But if you start this, I should tell you that in these boxes there are the editions of the 80s, not first editions of these EPs. So sometimes some of these EPs were in their first editions in the 60s had different covers. Had different covers, or even different B-sides, 2 different songs in the B-side. So it's all of these are in this label, in the cream label that we call it. There are also in older editions that are on the green label or on the Capitol Black Rainbow label.
Can I ask you, Ricardo, did they release the jukebox colored vinyl in Mexico? The ones Capitol re-released that were colored vinyl, white, pink, yellow, green?
Yes. I have them. I have the USA editions. No, they were not released in Mexico, but the Mexican singles, the first Mexican singles, are very hard to get because they didn't make singles for the general market. The singles in Mexico were made for the jukeboxes.
Yeah.
And they had a statement on the on this side on this side that said prohibited the public performance of this without paying the rights of the owner. All of the and when you when so you couldn't put this on the radio, only on the jukeboxes, the 7 inches, not the EPs, the singles, the two songs singles. But in 1966 they started to release to the general market, and still giving for the jukeboxes. They didn't sell it to the public, and you find the difference in that one has a statement prohibited the public execution, and the other says one paid the rights for public
Performance.
performance. Yes. So there's a lot of Mexican rarities.
Can I ask you, have you got the
Yes.
full set of the colored vinyl, the one that they put out, I think it was what, in the 90s, the one I already told you, I think it's 26 of them. Have you got the full set from America?
Yes.
It's
Yes,
very
and
hard to have the full set. So
Yes,
another time we'll look at the full set. We'll do another show.
yes, I have it in, if you want it. Even there are 2 boxes. I have 2 boxes full of the
Colored.
colored vinyl,
That's good.
and I have another quantity of vinyls with no box. I don't remember if they are 25, but I have
Yeah.
like this.
They got a little sticker too that comes inside the white cover. There's a little sticker for the jukebox. It says the names of the songs.
Yes.
Very hard to get now.
Yes, I have them. Usually I used to buy everything on vinyl mainly.
Okay. Now, Ricardo, I just want to say, if people want to contact you for a tour to go to Liverpool with you, where do they go? Do they go to a website, or do they go to Facebook? Where do they go if they want to go on the tour with you?
They can go to the Facebook one, or maybe or write me if you can print in this.
Just tell them the email. Tell them the email slowly.
Email seguimosjuntos.ricardo@gmail.com. It's like seguimos juntos dot Ricardo dot arroba, I don't know the word.
You know, the
Gmail.
easiest thing, if they find you, if they go to Abbey Rock, they can find
Abbey
you
Rock.
there. That's the easiest way to find you, to talk to you, to message you. That's the easiest way.
Yes, that's the
Okay.
easiest way
Yeah.
at this moment. And then I can show you some. Let me show you this, that it's very rare.
Okay.
You know the Lodella. You know the Rebel doll.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
the Rebel doll. Yes, from the USA.
That's it.
Yes, but this is the Mexican one. Here is the box.
It's great.
You can. It was released in 1967.
Yeah.
The four dolls. You can see the Olympics for the 1968. The Olympics for the Mexican Olympics in 1968, and all these words are in Spanish.
That's great.
Yeah.
In other words, that's limited edition just to Mexico.
Just for Mexico, yes.
And that's the original. Have you got the other 3 boxes, or that's the only one you got?
No, I only have 3 boxes. I have the 4 dolls, but the other, the Ringo box, I clipped it because I needed a stage. So Ringo is in his stage up, and I needed this these signs to put it on the stage. So I put it up, and I have Ringo this in one of my clippings, on my clippings books, but I don't have the box for Ringo, but I have the other 3 boxes, and I don't know anybody else in Mexico that has the boxes.
Yeah, the Olympic ones.
I know a couple of people that have the 4 dolls, and I know other people that have Paul or Ringo or but not the 4 dolls. They are very rare because in Mexico we don't have the mind to collect, to take care of our collection.
I understand.
And I did it. I always loved my dolls. And let me show you something from Paul.
Yep.
30 years ago, when he came for the first time in November of 1993, Coca-Cola was the sponsor. So at the stadium, they were selling this Coca-Cola cans with the image of Paul McCartney promoting Here, Paul is Live. This they sold it, but they only did a few because when they noticed that there was a mistake, it's an image of Paul, but no records. And they were advertising the record, the Paul is Live record. So they took it off the market and then released this one.
Got it. So that's the rare one. The other one's the rare one.
The 2 are rare.
Okay.
And also in this condition.
Of course.
New. They still have the liquid. Can you hear? Yes, and when he came to the Zócalo, that show by Paul McCartney, that was his highlight in Mexico. He played for free at the main plaza of Mexico City. More than 200 people were in attendance, filling not only the main plaza of my country, but also the nearby streets. Obviously, Coca-Cola was sponsored again, but they didn't do any more cans. They only did Coca-Cola cans at the first concerts in Mexico in 1993. But then at the Zócalo, they made a couple of hundreds of these. I have not opened, but the liquid is evaporating.
What's the cover? Does it say Paul there? Where's Paul?
Paul McCartney.
Great. Fantastic.
It was only for the people to drink, for the VIPs at the Coca-Cola. They were the Coca-Cola people were, and the people invited by Coca-Cola were on the top of a building surrounding the plaza.
Got it.
So they only made a couple of hundreds of these for those VIPs. And so it's more harder to get than this.
Of course. Now, Ricardo, I want to thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you again, and we'll do another show.
Yes, it's going to be a pleasure to be with you. And forgive me because I'm not used to speak a lot in English, but I try.
No, fantastic show. Thank you, Ricardo.